Okay, yeah. So it honestly, the market felt really weak to me. It felt just felt like low volume all week. It
Yeah.
just didn't feel like there was a lot of power behind the moves, and I kept seeing every single, touch of the high would just get sold off on. So it made it difficult, to anticipate any sort of breakout or any move past the high. But eventually that kept happening. It kept moving past. So, I was just kind of getting in and getting out, quick little scalps.
Yeah.
And there was an obvious rising wedge, I think, on Friday, that ultimately I think it actually turned bullish, but I think it had a nice little, bear shakeout at the bottom, then it went higher again. It's really tough to trade.
Yeah. Yeah, I was short all morning on Friday. And I actually came out okay there. But yeah, I thought for sure that sell off was gonna continue. Maybe retrace to 50% and then drop is kind of what I was expecting, but uh, they really got squeezed there.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting, hitting all-time highs or pretty close to. It just keeps running higher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I had done a video on the footprint from, I think this was from Friday, and Friday or Thursday. Anyways, one of the days. This says 7/9, so that might even be Wednesday. I don't know. Um,
Yeah. I remember this. I wanted to see this.
yeah, so you can see over here on the right, I kind of anticipated the price was going to come back to 56.34.81. And let me just go over what I saw and why I had that expectation. So we got this big sell-off right here. You can see there's a stacked imbalance. There's three um, large sell orders that were three times larger than the order next to them than the buyers. So I look for those 300% bigger sell orders. And so
There.
that to me signaled a potential bottom right there. It's kind of an absorption event because price bounced. It didn't continue on. And it came up to this level here, and I could see there's, buyers kind of hitting this level. Again, another section of buyers, another section of buyers. These are all 300 lot orders that printed right at that line or just below it by one tick. So that told me, this could hold and it could break. And sure enough, we got a little sell attempt that failed. Then we got another stacked imbalance. So um, those four candles in a row paired with this sell side absorption told me this level would probably hold. And so price came up and went a little higher. I was anticipating 56.4150 based on a previous level. It might have even been a previous day. I knew that level had been really strong. So I was waiting to see if price eventually would come up to that level, which it did. Just open this guy up here. This must be from a different day, 56.86. So let's get rid of that. So this is sort of the finished um, look at what happened.
Nice. It's a really nice bounce.
And you can see how perfect that was. We got two 5-minute footprints, closed auction signified by the zero on the buy side. And and then it bounced right up to 56.4150. And then we got this huge volume spike. And this thing just went nuts for another several points. I think it might have gone up to 56.4650. I don't even know, but it was just like total volume spike right in there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Now, I didn't really play this until the very end because I was just really concentrated on making the video of it and showing why. So, just to continue that going on, we hit this target level 56.4150. So that was going to be my top. This is where the run started. And then it started this retracement, and we got this sell side imbalance right here. I'm just going to mark that. There's a little sell side imbalance, and then it bounced a little higher. We got another sell side imbalance, but it never touched 56.41.58. And so like Trader Dale would actually recommend initiating a short here, um, back to 56.34.82. I don't, in a low volume environment, I don't necessarily like to do that. Or if I did it, it would be with one lot because you can see this really keeps bouncing back up. Even it got down here to 56.36 and it still bounced back up to 39, you know. So
Yeah.
that's a lot of ticks. That's a lot of points to endure on a stop loss, not knowing, if this move is going to continue. But so what kept me short-minded was right here, we got this little low volume node, and you can see the buyers got absorbed, and it's right at that level again, which is right under 56.40, where we had two stacked sell side imbalances. And then, you know, even though it's a lower amount of sellers, that's because price is pushing through so fast. We actually went lower, and we got another sell side absorption, or I'm sorry, sell side imbalance right there, stacked imbalance. So those are all good continuation signs. If I was short, I would be leaning on, this level right here where it says 77,143 as a low volume node. So I was kind of like, I saw these sell side imbalances and they moved higher, but I knew somebody was wanting to sell in there. So once I got a low volume node and then that confirmation more selling made me really confident this is going back to 56.34. And you can see it came all the way down. We got this huge bounce almost back up to that level and then took it out. So this was two 5 minute footprints, and price suddenly started moving really fast and it got real aggressive. And you see there's a lot of low volume nodes in here and price is moving up. We got, a little bit of a buy side imbalance, nothing stacked, but enough that tells me that buyers are hitting it really strong. So I got in for, I don't know, like two, maybe 2 points in here at the end. And just because I couldn't resist, I knew it was going to hit that level. And sure enough, it went way past it. And then it kind of petered out. The one thing I wanted to point out after all this happened, so the move started here, top, bounce, hit the target again. There was this um, there was this unfinished auction down here. There's no zero in that column. So that tells me that there's still liquidity there and that this level was going to get hit. So after this big up move, that's exactly what happened. Price then petered out again, and this time it came all the way down to this level, which was like 56.33-ish, and it hit that. So that would have been, just another way to look at the to look at to look for unfinished, failed auctions is a great spot to look for another target once price moves and turns around the other way,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that Trader Dale video. It was
Oh, cool.
pretty good.
Yeah, he's a genius at this stuff, and a great teacher too. I find his books really, really readable and easy to follow. Yeah. Did you want to check out the market profile video? I don't know if you've watched it. It's pretty
I
short.
haven't. Yeah, I haven't watched it.
I think I
Yeah,
can
I'm,
pull that
I'm
up.
up for it.
I think it's only a couple minutes, so um, get in here.
Why do I use Navam? No one asked.
How's the scalp Indian gun for you? I've been liking it a lot better than trading my old mechanical strategy.
I've been liking it a lot too. But I would say the last 2 weeks I struggled with it. I don't know if I got overconfident or if I started over trading. Um, so I've had to be, more cautious with it than I was a couple weeks ago when I was on vacation. I had plenty of time to just, really stare at the market and find spots. And so, starting to struggle with that, going like, what am I missing? What's different? I I made a couple adjustments to the DOM. I started using like I filtered the DOM down to like 5 contracts above and below. So I'm just kind of like hyper zoomed in to like the 10 ticks worth of DOM. I have the other DOMs open and full. Um, and I was really liking how I could see the imbalances forming. And then I went ahead and signed up for the full market depth again. So I'm going to give that a shot now that I've had a little more experience, you know, looking at the offers and the bids when they're sort of pulling and stacking and kind of
Yeah,
using this zoomed in approach. I think the reason I liked the other book was because, it shows you when it tops out. Um, what it looks like on the auction vista is there's no more liquidity above, for example. But I think with the full book, maybe it would show more liquidity at that level that's actually pushing it down. So that's something I
sure.
really want to compare. So I'll start having some notes on that tomorrow. And
Okay.
I think I can still use the the market order fills, when they reach a high and they stop moving higher. um, I think that effectively would show me the same thing. And then pair that with the footprints. The footprints will also show me like a high volume, buy off at the top. And so I think I can still kind of infer where those reversal points are without using the other book subscription, if that makes
Okay,
sense, the data
sure.
subscription. Um,
So is it true you use Trader View for all your charts?
yeah, I
Okay.
do.
Instead of
And
yeah,
mostly these days, I just use it from my phone. And I've even been kind of practicing not looking at the chart during the trading session. I look at it during the setups, and then I haven't really been looking at it that much. It's been really hard not to, but that was like an exercise that was recommended to kind
yeah,
of,
yeah,
break the addiction to the chart, so to speak. Um, it's really hard, but it forces me to like focus in on the DOM. They say that when you get good at it, you start to have a chart in your head. I don't know if I've had that experience yet. I keep waiting for it, but um, you can kind of imagine where there's like, a big buy candle and then kind of like a horizontal consolidation,
yeah,
just
yeah,
based on
for
what you're seeing on the DOM. I'm going to pull up this video on this is the early morning market profile for the premium tier futures Discord group. Uh, you can find me at Phil's Jackson on X or at Premium FTS. And I'm just looking at the market profile. I obviously it's very, I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't. When I shot this video, it was still like 5:30 in the morning or so, or just after the open, maybe 6. And I was just looking at the prints here on the volume profile. This section in here is the pre-market. So let me just mark it, mark the pre-market. That's this section right in here. That's the pre-market. This is the NYSE open, and I'm just kind of typing that out. So I see this big notch out of this point in this P-shaped profile. It's a bullish profile, but it also suggests that if we do dip, the dips should get bought. There's another low volume node right in here. So this area should likely fill in. I just did another video on the footprint chart when those two moves happened. So what you have here is this. I'm just going to pause it right there for a second. Um, that section right there, that little notch, that's that's a single print that hasn't filled in completely. So that might be one way to describe it. Um,
Yeah.
it's also called an anomaly, because there's this little, profile down here and this big profile up here. They should be connected. And so eventually that notch is going to fill in. So that paired with the fact that this is a ledge in the market profile, it comes to a really tiny point, tells me that, whichever this way goes is a good way to, if it goes long, go long off it. If it goes short, go short off of it. And I think what happens in this session is it goes higher and fails, and then it comes down and it fills in both of those notches that I was
Yeah.
talking about. So
That's
that's
cool.
just, yeah, it's just some good info to know. Kind of pointed ledge. The general thinking is whichever way price breaks on the ledge is the way that you want to play it. So this is your pre-market levels again. This blue P-shaped profile, that's the volume profile, and the one with the colors is the TPO is the market profile. And I'm just kind of highlighting that that's a P shape. So I want to see, you know, I want to see that hole get filled right there. It looks like a little shark's mouth. I want to see that little hole get filled at some point during the day. So those are just possible targets I could hit on a short at any time. And I'm just filling in here. What was that? Oh, that's a target. Mark that with an X. I think we should be getting close to wrapping this up here. Just wanted to show you my take on the market before it opened and how I use the volume profile. This is inside Jigsaw Daytradr. I'm just going to scroll forward. I don't think there's too much. I'm going to do a follow-up video on the footprints and some of the. So I'm going to pause that right there. Um, the one thing that I failed to mention in that video is that you can right-click on the market profile and open it up so it's no longer a bell-shaped curve, and it just shows you where price was, almost like a 30-minute candlestick bar. And so that
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The split
yeah,
profile.
yeah, it's super helpful. So I love that.
Yeah. I haven't been using the jigsaw charts. I really want to start doing that. I gotta. If I do the direct connection, then I lose the Ninja charts, and so I'm trying to want to find an alternative to Ninja so I can just use Jigsaw.
Oh yeah, I hear you. You kind of have to, you got to pay for that second sign in,
Yeah.
which sucks. It totally sucks. But that's that's what I've been doing. I'm gonna last night I was kind of practicing some of the drills that I was sharing with you from like Price Squawk and from Guy Brower and stuff like that. And I was able to set up the free version of Bookmap, and I'm getting data from Bookmap that is from several exchanges, which is nice, kind of aggregated. And then the thing about it is it's a little limited in the instruments. So,
Okay.
you can watch Bitcoin, Ethereum. I kind of landed on Solana because it's around $100, and whereas Bitcoin is, it could be like 59,970.125687, and you're trying to track all of those decimal points in the DOM, and it can be really difficult. But I was able to run several trades in simulation, which it's so cool that you can practice in sim on the free version of Bookmap. So this is Solana. You got the heat map with the volume circles and the dots. I've got the quotes counter, which is more like the historical quotes, and then the DOM setup, the current order book. And I like having the order book with the histogram showing next to the DOM because it just kind of shows me where to look for large orders. And so all I was doing was, placing an order for like, 1,000 into the order books. You can right click or left click if you want to sell or go long, and then just kind of like scalping these moves to practice, and it worked really well. It's similar enough to Jigsaw that um, it's kind of a cool way to practice on the weekends with live
Okay.
with live data. So I'll just show you. Let's see if I don't know. This looks like it's kind of going down right now. So we target 144.9 maybe. I'll just click into an order there. See if maybe we can get a sell order there or a buy order when it comes down. You can see over here, that's the buy order. Sometimes in this, my buy orders haven't been hitting. It looks like my sell order didn't hit either, actually, so we're not even short. So let's try this again. Gotta go that 2,000. Okay, I think we're in. So it's a little different. I don't feel like it's as smooth and easy and intuitive as Jigsaw, but it's kind of the same concept. Tighten this up a little bit. And you got, the heat map sections over here and the liquidity voids, and kind of similar to the Jigsaw heat map.
Yeah, it is. It's very similar.
You can change those out. So it's like, that highlights the yellow where the larger orders are, or you can have it like really hot where the large orders are. Um, Sometimes I find that confusing. I just go back to the grayed out versions. And then so up here, you got the accumulated position. I'm short 11,000. There's your price, and I'm down minus 170 on this trade so far. So this is showing you the unrealized P&L. The P&L is right here.
Okay.
And then, you can watch the DOM for the larger orders. There's this big order right here, 8,483, that's really kind of pushing price up. It's kind of fighting right there. There's a big chunk of sellers right here. I'm not seeing any volume coming in, at least not to the downside. So this may be a sticking point. Um, Volume profile, there's a lot of buyers right in this section. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to click in to show you how it works. Looking for those pulling orders on the bid. I had some luck though, digging through. Um, I think the price squawk trading drills, and then also some of the trading drills from the Guy Bauer book. They're really cool. There's just
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I know. I went through a bunch of the price squawk ones. What are the other ones, the Bauer ones?
they're very similar. I think the Bauer ones are even more intuitive and just sort of, you know, almost like in layman's terms, just really easy to understand. And it
Okay.
really just comes down to like looking for orders stacking on the bid or getting pulled, and then being able to understand if that's someone spoofing an order or if they're serious. I mean, that's almost the whole of it right there. Is it a real buyer, or is it someone that's trying to trick you into thinking the market's strong to get you to, throw some bids in and then they dump on you?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing how frequent that happens, even though it's technically illegal.
Yeah, yeah. They said in the one book, I think Grady said it was 80% or more of orders get pulled.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Not to say that all 80% are, nefarious,
Uh,
but and I don't think it's illegal to put an order in thinking the market's going up and then change your mind, right?
yeah,
So it's very tough to regulate that. Yeah. It does leave some room for spoofers. Yeah, I'm just watching. See how the tape ticked up right here, um, or the books. Seeing a lot of
mm,
speed happening, and I'm just watching these sell orders look like they're starting to get more aggressive. I look over here on the heat map and see if this big white order at 144.8 starts to pull, which I don't see happening. They're keeping it pretty steady at like about 8,000. Solana right there. I haven't really looked at the rest of the market to see even what the trend is, if it's going up or down. We might get some pulling right there. It's down to 6,000, 6,500, and back up to 8, back up to 9. So someone's really filling that, was at 144.9 level with bids. It's looking a little weak just above.
was wondering if the news at the Trump rally yesterday is gonna have an impact on the markets on Monday.
Yeah, I know. I think there's going to be a lot more news announcements coming out of that I bet every
Yeah,
time something comes out, the market's going to react.
yeah, you're probably right. Could be volatile.
Yeah. I saw this thing on Instagram, everything on Instagram is true, of course. Um, but it was saying that he had just started wearing bulletproof vests, and it said that he had been shot a second time in the chest, and it showed the bullet hole. And I thought that
Dang.
was super interesting. Who knows if he's just wearing an old suit that's kind of ratty, but it looked pretty legit. Could have been doctored, I don't know. But there were definitely, I don't know if you watched the video, there were definitely several pops in there.
Yeah, yeah, I did. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of shots. I was amazed that he could sit up there on that roof so close. You know, take
Yeah,
a right there. It's
I didn't
pretty.
even I didn't even look at that stuff.
Yeah, he's like 100 yards. He's like just over 100